Today I am going to discuss a topic that is intracellular digestion. Intra means within, cellular means cell, means the digestion that occurs within cell, that is called intracellular digestion. Unicellular living organism, if we talk about unicellular organism like amoeba, that is consist of one cell, means single cell. So in amoeba there is intracellular digestion, means it will intake the food particles, the food molecules present in the environment through their cell surface or plasma membrane. Means they will be taking in their food particle. The food particle here in intracellular digestion, the food particles will be diffusible, means there will be a simplest food molecules, not a complex food molecules. There will be the diffusible molecules that can easily cross their cell membrane. So they will take in their food present in the environment through their cell surface or the plasma membrane. This process of digestion will take place inside the cell. That type of digestion is known as intracellular digestion. If we talk about the digestion in amoeba, so it will follow the following steps, means first step, that is ingestion, then digestion, absorption, then assimilation, and then the last step, egestion. It will follow the all steps. We'll be discussing the digestion in amoeba. Talking about the digestion in amoeba, so basically amoeba is a unicellular eukaryotic organism. They feed upon a minute particles that will be food particles and other microscopic organisms like bacteria, etc. So they are basically feed upon the minute particles, that food particles and other microscopic organisms like we are having bacteria, etc. So if we talk about the structure of, so that is some structure of amoeba. Here as the food comes, the food particles is captured. The food particles, as I said, that will be diffusible food particles. That food particles will be ingested through the pseudopodia of amoeba. Pseudopodia are basically, these are pseudopodia. Pseudopodia are basically a finger-like extensions of amoeba, means of cytoplasm. These pseudopodia will get these food particles. As these food particles will be trapped here in mid between them, so these pseudopodia will start moving towards each other, and they will move to each other till the enclosing of that food. Like if I make here the diagram, so these pseudopodia will move like in this shape, so that the food should be enclosed in their pseudopodia. Then now the food is now enclosed in this sphere, so now the food can easily enter into these pseudopodia will help these food molecules to enter into the cytoplasm of amoeba. And in cytoplasm there is a food vacuole. These food molecules will move into the food vacuole. That process is now ingestion. Means as the food will enter into the cytoplasm of the amoeba in the food vacuole, that process is known as ingestion. Now as the food is entered into the food vacuole, basically in food vacuole two portions develop. Means it is developed into the two, it is divided into the two portion. One portion is of liquid and another portion is of solid molecules. Like the solid molecules will be coming in one portion, and in second portion the liquid molecules will be coming. As we know, in the cell cytoplasm there are the organelles. Like if you talk about lysosome, these are actually the lysosomes. They will produce an enzyme that enzyme is hydrolytic enzyme. They will produce these enzymes, and for the digestion they will move these hydrolytic means these hydrolytic lysosome will move into the food vacuole for the digestion, and as it moves into the food vacuole the digestion occurs. As the food get digested through the digestion process, here the digestion occurs. Means when the hydrolytic enzyme moves into the food vacuole, it will break down these molecules into the simplest molecules. Now the food has been digested. Now these the digested particles will move into the cytoplasm. The food particles that has been digested, you can see the digested food particles will move into the cytoplasm. For the absorption. So that process is now absorption. That the food particles will move from the food vacuole. As these digested food particles have been digested, so these digested food particles will move into the cytoplasm. There they will be absorbed in the cytoplasm, so absorption occurs. Now another step, that is assimilation. Now the particles that are absorbed in the cytoplasm, the cell will utilize them for the energy. Like for the cell division, the cell energy is required for the cell division, for respiration process, for the locomotion of that pseudopodia. They all required energy, so the cell will utilize these digested food particles for energy. We can say that all metabolic activities basically required energy, so the cell will be providing the energy to all over the cell so that it can perform metabolic activities. Now the digested food particles are utilized in energy, but there are some undigested food particles that are remaining. Here egestion process will occur, or we can say defecation process. What was it? The removal of the waste, products, means undigested particles. Now the membrane of this amoeba will blast, or we can say will open for the time being, so that the undigested particle can move outside from the cell. As this undigested food particles will move outside from the body, again the membrane will get closed. So that whole process is known as intracellular digestion. Means the digestion that occurs within the single cell, that is known as intracellular digestion.